Both of these landing pages were generated with Claude Design, but something about them feels different. The one on top feels intentional, cohesive, and professionally crafted, while the one below just looks like AI generated it, lacking any sort of brand identity. That's just what happens when you let an AI design without giving it any guidelines to follow. And that's the problem I'm gonna fix today. I'm gonna build a landing page for a fictional AI startup called Novus, a project management tool built specifically for creative agencies. And I'm gonna do it twice. First, only using Claude Design, then again, using Relume to build a design system first, and then exporting it directly into Claude Design. Same prompt and concept, but you're gonna see completely different results. So Relume, if you haven't used it, is an AI website builder, but that description undersells what it actually does. It doesn't just generate pages, it generates your design system before it touches a single layout, including colors, typography, spacing, components, all defined up front, and they all complement each other cohesively the way a design system should. Over 500,000 web designers use Relume, and more than 2 million sites have been started on the platform since 2023. And now it has a native integration directly into Claude Design, which I was super excited to hear about since I lean so heavily into the Claude ecosystem. Let me show you how it works. So I've started a new project in Relume, and now I'm going to tell Relume what my project is about. I'll paste in the description of it here. I'm calling it Novus, a SaaS tool for creative agency project management. Now for the full website, 2 to 5 pages is a good starting point, and I want my site to be in English. Now let's hit generate. So the first thing it builds is the sitemap. You can see at the top, this is our overarching project. And starting off on the homepage, Relume has generated what sections it thinks our homepage should have. Navbar, a hero section, features list. It's looking pretty solid for a software as a service website. I definitely want to show off our most impressive stats via some KPIs, give potential customers a clear picture of what our pricing looks like, and of course finishing off with a footer. So this is looking pretty good. But since we specified that we want 2 to 5 pages, it goes beyond just our homepage. It branches off into an about page, features page, and a blog, with the blog including a dedicated blog post page. I'm happy with how this sitemap is looking, so let's head over to the Wireframe tab. Now it's pulling from its library of over 1,000 components to wireframe each page. Each section gets matched to the right component type, hero, feature grid, testimonials, pricing table, and each component is aware of all the others, so everything is already built to work together. It's super cool seeing this wireframe get built out in real time. I'm not even touching anything, I'm just letting AI do the heavy lifting at this point. A lot of people skip the lo-fi wireframe phase in their design process nowadays, but I think it's really nice to see the underlying skeleton that's going to make up our final website. And it actually includes some creative sections. On the About Us page, it includes this cool timeline section so that potential customers can see how far we've come since our beginning. And the blog post wireframe especially looks really close to how I want the final blog post page to look. Really readable typefaces, good spacing between each section, and even a newsletter section so that my viewers can stay up to date. Now stay with me because here's the part that matters most for what we're doing today, the style guide. Now in just a few seconds, Relume dynamically generated an end-to-end style guide for our website. Now this is just a starting point. We have a lot of flexibility to customize it and bring our creative vision to life via colors, typography, spacing, really every aspect of our website's design. Using the shuffle button, I can cycle through a bunch of different cohesive color palettes, and I can do the same thing for our typography system down here. Same thing with our UI styling for buttons, forms, cards, and images. I can cycle through and get some good inspiration for different styling directions. But I also have the control to make changes manually, rather than just shuffle every time. In the upper right, we also have this Surprise Me button, which completely overhauls the entire styling of our website. I'm looking for something clean and elegant that doesn't look AI generated, so I think this style guide is what I want for Novus. Before we move on to the next step, make sure all of your brand assets, including colors, typography, and UI styling, are ready and look just how you want them to. This part is important. This is the design system for our landing page, and right now it lives entirely in Relume. Now here's the most exciting moment. I'm going to click export, and then down here we have this export to Claude Design option. I'm going to click that. Now it's preparing our design system and being packaged into a zip that we can then link to Claude Design. I'll download the zip, which includes our design system. This packages up everything, the design tokens, the sitemap, the components, any logos you included, into a single import file, and it'll flow directly into Claude Design. Now that I've downloaded it, I've headed over to Claude Design. I'll head over to the design systems tab, hit create. I'll paste in the same description that we started with in Relume, and now next to link code from your computer, I'll drag in our unzipped design system. And that's it. Now we'll hit continue to generation. It'll take about 5 minutes, and then Claude Design will understand our entire design system that we just created in Relume. We can see it's reading everything from our visual foundations, our colors, our type. All this was included in that zip file that we got from Relume. This Relume to Claude Design process is super helpful because I was able to actually refine my design system in Relume instead of just telling Claude Design to generate a design system on its own from one vague prompt. This workflow gives me a lot more control over the ultimate design of our website. Now it's time to build the actual landing page using the design system we just brought in from Relume. I'll name our project Novus, select our new design system, and go with high fidelity since we already know what the design of our site should look like. Now, since our design system includes everything we worked on in Relume, I'll just tell Claude Design to build our website, including the landing page and all inner pages. Then I'll hit send and we'll watch it come to life. We can see in this to-do list, it's aware of our homepage, about us, features, blog, and blog post pages, all of which we decided on in Relume. Now, it's pretty standard for Claude Design to ask you a handful of questions to understand exactly what you want it to generate. It's asking me which pages it should build, so I'll say all of them. How should page navigation work? I'll say single page app. How complete should the copy be? Of course, I want our site to be as realistic as possible, so I'll say use realistic, fully written copy. For the number of sample blog posts on the listing page, I'm okay with just a few. Now I've answered the rest of its questions, so I'll hit continue. And here's what Claude Design has generated. We have a full landing page with some really nice fade-in animations, built by Claude Design, but all based around that Relume design system. So this is what it looks like when Claude Design has context about a design system that you actually built. Instead of just giving us generic output, it's working around the guardrails that we gave it. And because the design system is baked in, I can keep iterating and everything stays on brand. That's the part that matters most. Without a system like this, every change risks losing your brand identity. With one, it's just consistent, cohesive design. Here are the landing pages generated directly by Claude Design without any Relume design system. And here's the one built with the Relume system exported in. Same prompt, but look at the difference. This one looks like a real brand. It has a specific color system, a specific type voice, and the sections all flow together because they're pulling from the same system. And the site that Claude Design has generated isn't just a landing page. It also included everything that was a part of our Relume sitemap. And if you kept building onto this website, say build out a page for each of these resources like Help Center, documentation, this website would stay consistent the whole way through, while the one without a Relume design system would start to drift within just a couple pages. That's the main thing you need to understand about using a Relume design system with Claude Design. It's scalable. That's the two problems that Relume solves: generic output and design drift. Here's what I mean. I just had Claude Design generate the page for our Help Center, and we can see it's been cohesively designed to look like the rest of our website, down to every pixel on the page from the typography, colors, and spacing. Then if I look at this other site I generated but without a Relume design system, it looks pretty nice. I like this grid of cards and the hover state that Claude Design has going on with them. But if I go to the features page, we have these exact same types of cards, but with no icons, a different fill color, and even different typography. So this is a seemingly small but very real side effect of not using a design system that governs the new pages that you create. Claude Design is super impressive at generating. The speed, the iteration, the conversational interface, it really changes how fast you can design. But the outputs it generates are only as good as the rules it's given. Without a design system to anchor it, it defaults to its own aesthetic preferences. And those preferences are consistent, but consistently generic. But Relume gives Claude Design the rules. Your colors, your typefaces, your spacing, your components. Once those are established, every page that Claude Design generates is tailored to your brand. That's the workflow, and with the native integration, the handoff is just one click. Link is down in the description, so go try it out on a real project. And if you build something with it, drop it in the comments because I want to see what you make. If this was useful for you, subscribe because I cover AI design workflows like this every week. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for